Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all of you being here. Thank you so much for all the likes and subscribes. So today's video is going to be about the frequently asked questions I get as a Disney vacation planner. So the number one question I get all the time is, what does it cost to book my vacation through you? And how do you get paid? As an authorized Disney vacation planner, we're a platinum level agency recognized by Disney, Mickey Travels. We never charge anything for our services ever, which is fantastic. Disney does pay us a commission, so that commission price is already built into your package, whether you book direct through Disney or through an authorized Disney vacation planner like Mickey Travels. And why should you book your trip through an authorized Disney vacation planner? Well, we are here for you as much or as little as you want. So if you're a Disney expert yourself, you've been there a million times, you don't want any help planning, we think of us as backup. So if a deal comes out, we'll be on the phone trying to get the best deals for you. When Star Wars or Toy Story Land just opened, and you want to know what are some tips or tricks getting on Rise of the Resistance or getting on Slinky Dog, we'll be here to share our tips with you. And we're just here as backup. You don't have to use us to plan. You can do all of your own fast passes. You can do all of your own dining reservations. You can do as much as that as you would like. And on the other side, if you want all that help with resort recommendations, room request, fast pass help, dining reservation help, we are here for you. We can come up with a complete itinerary for you. We can just send you tips. And it's the best of both worlds, I would say. I also think it's nice to have backup, whether you've been charged something funny or your fast pass was dropped from your account, or you've had extra dining plan credits that you shouldn't have. All of these things have happened to clients of mine, and I've been able to help them out so they can go along stress-free and not worry about any of those little blips that may happen along the way. The other question I get all the time is, if a deal comes out, can I help you save money? 100%. So when free dining is released or room rates are lowered, I will be on the phone to help you save some money. So as a free service, why not book your trip through a vacation planner? We're here for you as much or as little as you would like. The other question I get all the time is, when is the best time to go to Walt Disney World? Well, I feel like this is a really tricky question because it really is based on your schedule and where you live and what is a priority to you in your life. Are crowds, weather, school vacations, major holidays, any of those a priority to you? If you go over any of the major holidays, whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, 4th of July, those are going to be really busy, crowded times. If you can only go during a school vacation, it depends on where you live. I'm here in New Hampshire, and my April break and February break are fantastic times to go. It's not super crowded, not super busy, but I know if you're located in Massachusetts or Maine, your vacation week is a little different, and it can be a little more crowded. Summertime is a fantastic time to go as far as crowd levels go, especially towards the end, because a vast majority of schools have gone back. And if your child plays a fall sport, whether they're in college or high school, they have to start going back to their summer sessions and pre-season training. So they're not going to be going to Walt Disney World in August. The downside would be it is very hot and humid in August. You will be dealing with an occasional thunderstorm and rain, but if it's planned properly, if you pack a poncho or an umbrella, if you know to take pool breaks, bring a water bottle with you, it's a great time to go. I'm not a huge fan of the hot weather or summer in general, but I absolutely love going in August for that crowd level. I love having pool time, which you can have guaranteed pool time in summer. The other times of the year to consider are Christmas or Halloween time. Now, Disney does a great job with Christmas. They start Christmas shortly after Halloween. They offer Christmas parties on select nights, as well as Halloween. Halloween for Disney starts at the end of August and goes through Halloween, maybe November 1st or 2nd, depending on where Halloween falls in the calendar. They do a Halloween party select nights. So this is a super fun time of year to go. Food and wine is also happening in the fall. So if you like to try different foods from around the world or wine, then you can hit up Epcot and then go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. It's a lot of fun. If you're a runner and you want to participate in a Run Disney event, I absolutely love these. They really are magical. They have a variety of those throughout the year. Marathon Weekend is in January. The Princess Half Weekend is in February. Star Wars is in April. Food and Wine Weekend is in October or November. So these are great times for Walt Disney World. Disneyland is a little bit different. It will be more crowded, obviously, during weekends and during school vacation time. We like, the weather in California is pretty gorgeous, a lot more guaranteed nice weather than other parts of the country. For me personally, being in New Hampshire where we have this never-ending winter, I like going in April for spring break because it's not super crowded in Disneyland, the flights seem to be affordable, and the weather was great, and it got us out of the never-ending cold here in New Hampshire. As far as the cruise, when is a good time to go on a cruise? You have to consider hurricane season, because even if you go to Walt Disney World, very rarely have they shut down due to the hurricanes. They have shut the parks maybe once or twice a year, coronavirus aside, but it had to do with the hurricane, and they're only shut down for a day or two, where if you're dealing with a cruise during the hurricane season, they could reroute you or cancel your cruise altogether. That also has not happened a ton, coronavirus aside, but something to consider. So I would not typically recommend hurricane season, which is August through like November, early November. Please correct me if I'm wrong on the hurricane season, but I believe that is like height hurricane season. Once again, we prefer going on the cruises during spring break, which would be April for us. But if you are a school that has a spring break in March, that would be a fantastic time to go on a cruise, get away from winter. The Caribbean and Bahamian Islands have fantastic weather that time of year. February break would be a great time to go as well. They are not going to be as hot necessarily in the Caribbean or the Bahamas, but still it's a nice break from winter if you have a never-ending winter like we do. The other question I get a lot when it pertains to Walt Disney World is, should I park hop? I like park hopping. We do it all the time, but once again, we've been going to Walt Disney World, well, for my whole life and for my daughter's whole life. So we know the parks very well. If this is your very first trip, I don't typically recommend park hopping. What I recommend for first timers, depending on your family, is to do 2 days at the Magic Kingdom and then 1 day at all the other parks. But park hopping, because Walt Disney World is huge, they are twice the size of the city of New York. So think of how big the island of Manhattan is, and Walt Disney World property is bigger. It just takes a long time to get from point A to point B, and if you are experiencing that for your first time, you may not want to park hop or spend a lot of time on the buses or the monorail or the gondola. So spend the time at the park, soak it all in for your very first visit. If you've been before, park hop all the way. And what I like to do is talk to you about your budget and how many days you want to go. If you like a day off in between, if you want to hit the ground running, going to the park every day. So every family is a little different when it comes to park hopping. I like to talk to you guys and make sure it's customized to how you like to vacation. The other question I get all the time is the dining plan, and I've done videos on the dining plan before, snack credit ideas, and is the dining plan worth it? Personally, for us, we have done both of the there's now 4 dining plans. I don't typically recommend the highest end one unless you want to go to signature restaurants every day. Just for the fact that it's a lot of food. If that's the way you guys want a vacation, going out to the really nice restaurants, then let's talk about the best way to use your credits. I typically recommend the Disney dining plan or the new dining plan that has just come out. because you'll be able to go to the character meals, which I find a great value for the dining plan. If your kids are a little older and they have grown out of character meals, does anybody really grow out of character meals? No. But if you want to experience other dining, or if you want to hit the ground running and not sit down for long periods of time, I absolutely love the quick service dining plan. It's 2 snack credits a day and 2 quick service credits a day, as well as your resort refillable mug. This is great. Your food is prepaid for. Any one of those quick service meals is your entree and a beverage. So if you're at the parks, you can get the beverage. It includes an alcoholic or specialty drink if it is served at that restaurant. But if you are at your resort, you have your resort refillable mug, you can swap out that drink for a dessert. So you can get a cupcake, or you can get an alcoholic beverage or a specialty drink, depending on your needs. So this is great. We use a snack credit for breakfast a lot of the times. Just grab something quick and head out the door. But if you're a big breakfast person, then you can use this for a really nice breakfast at your resort. So I typically recommend the dining plan, but once again, if your family has some picky eaters, or if you're really looking to cut down on the budget, I have other ideas. Like, I like to order groceries. If you're not going for a very long time, or if you're not going to do character meals, maybe the dining plan won't be right for you. But if you like Disney snacks and you like to have your food already paid for, I personally like the dining plan and I highly recommend it to others. And the other question I get, probably one of the top questions, is where to stay. Should I stay on site? It looks cheaper to stay off site. And I will say that if you compare price to price, maybe an off-site resort looks like it's cheaper, but consider if you want magic bands, those are going to cost you extra. Your transportation is not going to be included to and from the airport. And some resorts do have transportation. Some off-site resorts do have transportation to and from all the Disney theme parks, but they're on more of a set schedule. So if your kids want to sleep in, or if you want to get to the parks really early for that early morning dining reservations, you're going to have to call an Uber. So therefore, you're going to be adding on things. You cannot get the dining plan at off-site resorts, and then you're not going to be able to get free dining or other great Disney deals. So I highly recommend staying at a Walt Disney World owned property because all of your transportation is taken care of. Magic bands are included in your stay. And then you do have the ability to save money when promotions come out, like free dining or other Sun and Fun offers that they do offer throughout the year. My personal favorite resorts, now everybody has a different budget, and it really depends on what category. I've done resort videos, I will tag them above, but really quick, if my family is going for the deluxe resorts, we love one of the boardwalk area resorts, whether it's the boardwalk or the beach club. The beach club has an amazing pool, and we love the location of the boardwalk. We love being able to walk to Epcot or Hollywood Studios, and the food offerings are pretty great. For a moderate resort, I have 2 favorites. Once again, I have a hard time picking just one, but I absolutely love Caribbean Beach. I did a walk around video I will post up there. In Coronado Springs, I've done a room tour. I will post that video there too. Coronado Springs, the new tower is stunning. They have one of the best coffee shops on property. Their food is really good at Coronado Springs. And what I love about Caribbean Beach is the gondola transportation to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. It's fantastic. My other top resorts for the value category, depending on the size of your family and your budget, would be either Pop Century, that would be for a family of 4 or smaller, or Art of Animation if you have a family of 4 or bigger. Those rooms do sleep 6 in a 1-bedroom family suite. They're kind of sister resorts. They're going to share a gondola station. So I love that transportation, easy access to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. So those would be my top resorts, and for any of the Disney resorts. There's so many wonderful spots to stay, and I love so many things about so many different resorts. It would be, I think, the things to look at when you are planning your trip are your budget and what you're going for. Are you going to be at the parks? Are you going to be relaxing at the resorts more? Are you there for the food? Are you there to go to downtown Disney Springs? So some things to consider as you're planning your trip. If you're going to be at the parks, Do you want to pick a resort that's going to be walkable or easy access to the theme parks? Do you want a great pool for the kids? Or are you looking for the best budget-friendly resort with all the Disney amenities? So those are my top planning tips and why you should use a Disney Vacation Planner. If you have any other questions, please leave a comment down below, and I look forward to talking to you guys next time. Thanks so much.